Ghosts of Yotei just had their big state of play where we heard all the new things about this upcoming game. The mask has been ripped off. We know all the fun gameplay, all the new changes, all the beautiful worlds we're going to explore. And we want to know, can Ghosts of Yotei outshine Ghosts of Tsushima? So we're going to talk about that here in this video.
That's your question.
That's my question.
Yeah. That's your question.
Well, I guess let's start off with the big changes that I've noticed. Is the biggest one is the multiple weapons that you can have equipped. Right.
Yes.
I believe they are taking away the stances and using these weapons as a stance replacer. But we're talking about a different character that's not a samurai. That was a swordsman's daughter, and she became a mercenary and came back to seek revenge. So she probably has like training in all these types of weapons, which I'm excited to get into her backstory and all that other jazz whenever I play this game. But I'm really excited about that. I'm curious how it's going to look. I'm curious how it's going to, because how you can upgrade them and all that other stuff with it. But each weapon, basically, like if in order to fight someone with a spear, you probably need the dual swords, they said. So I'm assuming that's like a countermeasure to defeat them. That's the biggest change I noticed. The other like second minute change that I think is going to be a nuisance to me is the combat system play is same but different. It's same but different. And the one thing I'm talking about that's different is that now they can disarm you, but you have a potential of disarming them at the same time. It's just like a time thing, just like with your counter and your parrying system.
Like when they do a lethal attack, like you can't parry it, but you
can dodge it.
You can dodge it.
But with this one, now they are doing a disarm attack on you, and you have to be able to disarm them first before they get you.
I wonder if that's more of like a certain type of enemy does that, or it's like everybody.
How it showed in the game, it seemed like anyone can really do it. It just depends on the combat.
Well, it seemed like a brute guy could do it. Oh, wait, no.
No, brute guy just picked your ass up and threw you down.
That's true. That's true.
Would you think that would disarm you? But no. So I'm curious about that. I like the fact that she can pick up weapons and like just random weapons, just throw them at people. That's pretty fucking cool. I'm excited about that because that reminds me a lot of Prince of Persia 2, where they introduced that feature in that. That was so much fun. Just picking up random people's weapons.
Never played it.
Them. You have a companion now, which I kind of predicted that whenever the first trailer came out, and it's a wolf companion that come along with you. And they did the whole standoff feature in the trailer, where in the old game, when you do the standoff feature, you hold your sword and you wait for a perfect moment to attack before they attack you. And the wolf was with her as well, and she attacked. They both attacked at the same time. That was super,
that was nice.
Super cool. I'm digging all the changes, especially the bounty hunting missions that you can do, little side quest stuff.
Yeah.
That right there is a well-needed upgrade to this. And then interrogation feature. That's interesting. I'm excited to play around with that. I kind of wish they went into like a... y'all ever played The Punisher?
No.
Back in the day? You actually torture them to get information out of them. So I kind of was hoping to see something along those lines.
It's interesting with the interrogation thing. It's like you pick a topic, I guess, you want to interrogate them about. And based on that topic, can kind of like lean into different like types of things that you like to do, you know, and encouraging you to go down a path of like they had a example of, you know, one where you're running through the snow and it's like these people will pop up and like, you know, attack you. So it's like kind of this more stealth kind of experience, or you can have, you know, just different varieties of like gameplay experiences that can change up based on what you want.
I am curious about that because I feel like that is referring back to Ghost of Tsushima a little bit, with whenever you like run into random NPCs and you save their life, they'll give you information, and the information is just random, right? It'll say, "Oh, look in this location. There's some shit over here."
Yeah.
But now with this, you can actually pick it. But I'm also curious, if you don't pick it, can you still just accidentally stumble upon that location?
Yeah,
I think so.
Now,
I would assume so.
And then the new spyglass feature is super cool where you can just, because Ghost of Tsushima had like, if you look out in the clouds, you can see different areas marked a different way. So if you see burning smoke, you know there's a burning village over there and there's the Mongolians over there like destroying it. And that's like a little side adventure you can find. And then if you see white smoke, it could either be a hot springs to get upgrades or some kind of upgrade ability for a charm of some sort or anything like that. Or it's a side mission that you need to encounter and talk to move forward. So with this new card system, I like that in place so I can actually pick what I kind of want to do or get more information about a bounty I'm hunting for or anything like that. So,
well, I think the biggest thing, actually, I don't know. I remember seeing this in the video, but it says it here on our notes. The non-linear narrative gameplay.
Yep.
I was like, that on itself doesn't sound like all that like ooh, but I think giving the fact of like what's in this world and what you can do, and I think the main takeaway was of this whole video from PlayStation was like immerse yourself in the world. And the first thing that came to mind was The Witcher 3. There's a lot to do in that world. There's bounties, there's monsters to hunt, stuff like that, other side quests to take on. And I always felt like I wanted to do that stuff, but the story kept taking precedence because of like how entertaining and immersive and interesting it was. So for something like this, when you have to just take out 6 bosses, I'm sure with all varying difficulty, it allows you to kind of go out and like take on the bounties, talk to people, try to get upgrades, like just explore the world, do what you can to get better, and then start taking these bosses on that all have like narrative beats within them, opposed to just like a linear story where it's like, okay, let's go on to the next thing, let's go on to the next thing. And that's always been for me something that's been tough because I want an interesting story that gets me hooked, and that's all I want to do. And that's how I judge a lot of games is like how much am I hooked to the main story. So this one's going to be a good change of pace, and I think it could work out really well. Like I'm actually really impressed with what I've seen.
Well, I'm definitely interested in like the new approach because tonally this game's going to be very different from the first one. And when you were playing Jinsekai and you were all about like this fight between like, upholding your honor as a samurai versus like being the ghost, like this internal struggle you have, as with your own character. In this one, it's like it's a revenge story. You're a feared person amongst this world, and it's like very much like going to be a inherently from the get-go likely a darker path. And I'm really curious to see if like you can adjust that in any way with like how your character plays out, like if you can be a nicer person to people and like make them less fearful of you, or if it's just going to be kind of set in that way. And then if it is set in that way, like how does that, because I like in Ghost of Tsushima the dichotomy between like the struggle you had of like, do I go this route or I go that route kind of idea. In this one, I think it's like there's much less focus on that in the narrative and more focus on just like the organic nature of exploring the world. I think that they're kind of leaning into, which is a different approach. And I'm just curious to know if that's like how that'll play out from the story perspective. But I like the darker tone. And it's interesting because like this is a very similar story to Shadows, ironically. It's like
I don't understand why y'all keep saying that.
Because it is.
It's not.
Your family dies and you're going after like 6 people, just like in Shadows.
Yeah, like
but that's like a story with. You can say Shadows is the same as any other story, though. That's like the same with any kind of story arc with vengeance. It deals with like a death of someone, and they're taking vengeance out
against 6 people.
Well, I think it's just
It's not. I'm not saying it's a copy because these games came out before that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's interesting that they're very similar. But I think I'm not saying it's bad. I want you to know that for sure. Like it's like it just so happens to be that they just happen to go a similar path in the stories. But I'm excited to see kind of where they take that. But what I really want to know is like how they're like, are they going to have any internal struggles that you have as a player with what you're doing? Or if it's going to be like kind of you're going to be kind of on that path of like you're an evil kind of evil person, but like you are a feared person throughout the whole thing, or can you shift that in any way?
I think is Sucker Punch, and they're known for like shifting story arcs like that, just because of Infamous. The choices you make and how they did with the Ghost. I think they'll be able to pull it off.
Yeah, because that's one piece we haven't seen yet. I'm curious to know like what that looks like. But I love all the customization or like all the freedom of exploring the world and like the different activities you can do. Because I mean, if you look at Ghost of Tsushima, it's like love that game 100% through and through, but it's like beyond, you know, you have the bases you can raid, I believe, and then you have like the different like, you know, the hot springs and stuff. Like it was kind of like collectible things that a lot of what you were doing. And this one, like adding in the bounties and then adding in these different like stories you can uncover and things like that. It seems like there's more like narrative possibility there. And they haven't talked about this yet, but it seems like it's going to come through like the camp where they mentioned like you have this wolf pack of like people that you meet through like setting up your camp and whatnot. And one of the things I love so much about Ghost of Tsushima was the narrative sub stories you had with the 6 or 7 main side characters that were in the game, and like the pathways you can go down with them. And I feel like they're going to do that just in a different way in this one. I'm really excited to kind of see how that evolves and like what characters you're going to fall in love with, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how they
way more
change that up and do it.
Way more side characters now.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, a lot of those side characters that I showed in the wolf pack, some of them were actually merchants and stuff that you run across.
Okay.
And they just letting you know, hey, you have an upgrade available. They can come to your campsite, so you don't have to go to them, and you can do your upgrades there. So
it'd be nice if you can get like multiple to come at once. We didn't see that in this, but
yeah, possible.
I think it'll probably just be one at a time.
Yeah.
So.
They mentioned a lot of stuff about modes that is kind of interesting. So if you want to like, I mean, I think for like replayability, like how many times did you play Ghost of Tsushima?
10
times. There you go. So now you have 10 different ways. You have a bunch of different ways you can play it. You know.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you can go like the subtitle. They have subtitled Samurai Cinema mode where everything's subtitled in a nice like cinematic view, which looks really cool.
And lip syncing there.
Yes, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And then they have like the lo-fi mode where you can like have like some lo-fi beats playing as you're exploring. They have a mode called like mic mode, I think, where it goes close up on your character and there's a lot more blood and stuff like that. They have Kurosawa mode and black and white. So there's a lot of different variations of like just the visual experience that changes up the game. It's kind of cool. So.
They really did a good job.
Yeah, I think a lot of good improvements. I want to see a little bit more of it. I guess I just want to get my hands on it, really.
Oh, yeah,
like that's the big thing. Just because I'm interested, because I realized it this morning after watching it the second time, and now just watched it the third time, that there's cooking involved as well to prep for battle. So I'm curious how far they're going to go with that. Like just. Is it a stat boost or is it something I'm going to have to routinely have to do? I would assume it's not routinely have to do because I'm assuming they would have mentioned that. So that was something I was hoping they would avoid a little bit because that's just a little too much. But
yeah, more to do.
Yeah, more to pick up and do and all the other jazz.
Well, I'm thinking that this is going to be like Tears of the Kingdom for me. It's like how you make a great game better.
Yeah. I think
so far I've seen great things.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of happy they didn't go with the Jin Sakai in this one. I feel like he fits in this world. I'm not saying he doesn't. And it's what 100 years in the
300 years.
300 years in the future. But
1603.
I still want to see Jin Sakai's story, but I can see why they didn't go that route with this one. And I'm kind of happy about it because now it's just a whole new character to be involved with.
Yeah.
And a whole new story. So,
as like mentioned off camera, like I think it reminds me of kind of the Assassin's Creed approach in that they had, you know, the first 3 games was following what's his face?
The first game followed Altair, and the second one followed
Ezio. Was the next 3 like iterations, but then they started going off on different characters and stuff like that, and I kind of like that world enabled them to explore different people and different like eras of like the world that they built, you know, where it's like, yes, we followed Jin Sakai and like had that story, but like we can put the pin in that one for now, and I won't be surprised if we see like a DLC or something that kind of like pulls in some capacity with that. But but I do like this fact that we're seeing a different character. I like that she's like an Onryo or whatever. Like that is a different approach, and it opens up new opportunity for the game and different location that still looks similar, but like it's a new world to explore, which I'm excited about. We don't know anything about like Legends yet, if they're going to bring that to this, but that's got so much more excitement.
They could do a Jin Sakai thing with Legends.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, he could be one of the the legends.
Yeah.
story,
Well, the big thing, this is what Assassin's Creed needs to do. They just need to stop with the futuristic shit and all the fucking Eden shit and just do stories. Just do Assassins versus Templars.
Of all the things that they had to continue on, like, why was that the thing? Like, we can't stop this.
We gotta just end it. Just end it and be like, all right, future shit's done. We're just doing fucking
History.
We're just pumping out like cool stories about Assassins versus Templars. You know,
exactly.
Go back for a second, Brett.
Okay.
I think you're gonna get a bear friend.
no, you saw it in photo mode.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
I was like, oh hey, look, there's a bear who looks very happy next to you.
yeah, possible.
That's cool.
I'm
It'd be
curious,
cool to get a fox.
like with these animals, if we're gonna be allowed to like kill them and skin them and. Well, I'm serious.
You've
The
been
last
so
one,
great.
You've been so great. Because the last one, they only had like, I don't know, like 3 different animals you can encounter. Well, 4, but one was a deer, and you couldn't do anything with the deer. If you shot it, like Jen would get super upset, or it wouldn't let you shoot it, one or two. And then you had the bear, which was quite annoying, which you could skin it for, kill it and collect its pelt. And then the boars, and what was the last one?
It's not fox, is it? Rabbit?
Oh, there was foxes,
Yeah,
but you couldn't kill
the
them.
foxes.
I think it was just those 2. I thought there was
Okay.
another one, but yeah.
I don't know. They didn't mention anything about that.
Yeah, they didn't mention anything
Maybe
about
you don't need that.
like hunting animals. I'm assuming that would be like a fucking cool selling point type thing, but
No, not these days.
Not
Can't
these
kill
days.
Animals.
Yeah.
PETA.
yeah.
Peter Pocket.
No, I'm really looking forward to this. Visually looks amazing. Like new gameplay stuff looks really fun.
Do you think it looks better than Death Stranding visually?
No.
I don't think it
No,
does.
I
Yeah,
don't think
it
so.
does.
I mean, I think I like the art direction here is
Yeah.
like much better because obviously you got all the color, use of color and stuff like that is really nice. But no, I think Death Stranding is definitely still a better.
I mean, it's
looking game.
like this right here is gorgeous.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong,
Wide
it's
open
beautiful,
views.
but it's not Death Stranding.
yeah, Death Stranding
quality.
is just so realistic
Yeah.
looking, you know. And this has more of like a stylized kind of effect, but
So-
also the graphic engine I just don't think is as capable.
No.
Yeah.
They come a long way from the last one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But there's no Decima engine.
Hell, even the last one still stands up very well.
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
looks great. Yeah, no, it should be good. There's also a lot of new weather effects too that I think will be interesting. I mean, we had weather before, but like it seems like the weather is gonna be like more dynamic. So snow, auroras, mud, rain, etc., impacting the experience. So, yeah, it's good
This
stuff.
could be game of the year.
I don't think it will be.
No.
I want it to be. Don't get me wrong.
What do you think? What's going to hold it back?
I think either fucking Expedition 33 or
I think
Death
it's got a lot
Stranding
of
2.
potential, though. I think this is gonna outshine Death Stranding, I believe. And when
think
it's all
so?
said and done, I feel
This
like
could be like Red Dead 2.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what they based the first one off of, was Red Dead 2. That's what they were like,
Well,
their model.
It could be that thing where like it sweeps with a lot of the
you're talking about-
categories,
I see what you're saying.
and then doesn't get game of the
Doesn't
year.
get Game of the Year.
What's interesting though is like we still don't know a ton on the story beats other than we know we're going after this Yotei 6, but like I feel like in Ghost of Tsushima we knew so much about Jin and his like story path going in, but like this video was largely centered around like the exploration and the combat and the gameplay and stuff, you know, which I'm totally fine with, but I am curious. Like I think that's gonna be the thing that'll like put it, because like Tsushima's story was just so freaking good,
So good.
and so like just like emotional and just like gripping, and the deliveries and everything were so good. Like there were some parts of the gameplay that I got kind of bored of in certain moments, but the world and the exploration and the story just kept me compelled to keep going and made it like one of my favorite games, you know. So I'm curious to see like how that kind of plays in here, because like the environments are so incredibly well done. I want to see like what that story is they're telling more within this.
I'm sure
It
we're
seems like
gonna
it's gonna be super dark.
I'm sure we'll get a story trailer, but I wonder if it's because it's going to be so tight.
Yeah,
Just the way, because I mean, if you're just kind of, there's only 6 bosses, right? And obviously, there's going to be more missions than that,
Right.
But like, I'm sure each of those have multiple missions within that. It
well,
could
I
be.
bet what's gonna happen too is I bet you're gonna get to like there's gonna be more to the story once the six are out, and there's gonna open up like a third act or something where it's like there's something here that you haven't like uncovered yet, which I think could be really interesting.
Yeah.
What that is, I have no idea, but
I guess we'll see.
yeah,
I'm excited. I'm
too.
pumped.
So looking forward to it. Comes out in October.
Taking a whole week off for that.
Are you?
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I might have to do the same. We'll see. I don't know. Probably not a whole week, but
Whole
see
week.
what happens.
Whole week off.
See what happens. But go see Yotei. Yotei coming out October 2nd, 2025 on PlayStation
And
5.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh.